The England national football team represents England at football and is controlled by the Football Association, the governing body for football in England. England are one of the two oldest national teams in football. Alongside Scotland, whom they played in the world's first international football match in 1872. England is one of the United Kingdom's home nations, meaning that it is permitted by FIFA to maintain its own national side. England's home ground is Wembley Stadium, London, and the current team manager is Roy Hodgson. England contest the FIFA World Cup and UEFA European Championship, which alternate biennially. England won the World Cup in 1966, when they hosted the finals, defeating West Germany for a Euro 2 in extra time in the final. Their best performance since has been a semi-final appearance in 1990. England have never won the UEFA European Football Championship, their best performances being semi-final appearances at the 1968 and 1996 championships. History. The England national football team is the joint oldest in the world. It was formed at the same time as Scotland. A representative match between England and Scotland was played on March 5, 1870, having been organised by the Football Association. A return fixture was organised by representatives of Scottish football teams on November 30, 1872. This match, played at Hamilton Crescent in Scotland, is viewed as the first official international football match, because the two teams were independently selected and operated, rather than being the work of a single football association. Over the next 40 years, England played exclusively with the other three home nations, Scotland, Wales and Ireland, and the British Home Championship. To begin with, England had no permanent home stadium. They joined FIFA in 1906 and played their first ever games against countries other than the home nations on a tour of Central Europe in 1908. Wembley Stadium was opened in 1923 and became their home ground. The relationship between England and FIFA became strained, and this resulted in their departure from FIFA in 1928, before they rejoined in 1946. As a result, they did not compete in a World Cup until 1950, in which they were beaten in a 1-0 defeat by the United States, failing to get past the first round in one of the most embarrassing defeats in the team's history. Their first ever defeat on home soil to a foreign team was a 0-2 loss to the Republic of Ireland on September 21, 1949 at Goodison Park. A 6-3 loss in 1953 to Hungary, was their second defeat by a foreign team at Wembley. In the return match in Budapest, Hungary won 7-1. This still stands as England's worst ever defeat. After the game, a bewildered Sid Owen said, "It was like playing men from outer space." In the 1954 World Cup, 2 goals by Ivor Broadis saw him become the first England player to score 2 goals in a game at the World Cup finals. He beat Nat Lofthouse by 30 minutes when both scored 2 each in a thrilling 4-4 draw against Belgium. After reaching the quarter-finals for the first time, England lost 4-2 to Uruguay. Although Walter Winterbottom was appointed as England's first ever full-time manager in 1946, the team was still picked by a committee until Alf Ramsey took over in 1963. The 1966 World Cup was hosted in England and Ramsey guided England to victory with a 4-2 win against West Germany after extra time in the final, during which Geoff Hurst famously scored a hat-trick. England qualified for the 1970 World Cup and Mexico as reigning cup holders. They reached the quarter-finals but were knocked out by West Germany. England had been 2-0 up but were eventually beaten 3-2 after extra time. They failed in qualification for the 1974, leading to Alf Ramsey's dismissal, and 1978 World Cups. Under Ron Greenwood they managed to qualify for the 1982 World Cup in Spain, but were eliminated from a second qualifying round comprising further group matches without losing a game all tournament. The team under Bobby Robson fared better as England reached the quarter-finals of the 1986 World Cup, losing 2-1 to Argentina in a game made famous by 2 goals by Maradona for very contrasting reasons, before losing every match at the Euro '88 tournament. They next went on to achieve their second-best result in the 1990 World Cup by finishing fourth the Euro, losing again to West Germany in a semi-final, finishing 1-1 after extra time, then 3-4 in England's first penalty shootout. Despite finishing fourth, the members of the England team were given bronze medals identical to the Italians. The England team of 1990 were welcomed home as heroes, and thousands of people lined the streets for a spectacular open-top bus parade. The 1990s saw 4 England managers, each in the role for a relatively brief period. Graham Taylor was Robson's successor, but left after England failed to qualify for the 1994 World Cup. At Euro 96, held in England, Terry Venables led England, equalling their best performance at a European Championship, reaching the semi-finals as they did in 1968. He resigned following investigations into his financial activities. His successor, Glenn Hoddle, similarly left the job for non-footballing reasons after just one international tournament, a Euro, the 1998 World Cup, a Euro in which England were eliminated in the second round again by Argentina and again on penalties. Following Hoddle's departure, Kevin Keegan took England to Euro 2000, but performances were disappointing and he resigned shortly afterwards. Sven Ran Eriksson took charge of the team between 2001 and 2006 and was the first non-English manager of England. Despite controversial press coverage of his personal life, Eriksson was consistently popular with the majority of fans. He guided England to the quarter-finals of the 2002 World Cup and 2006 World Cup. He lost only 5 competitive matches during his tenure, and England rose to a number 4 world ranking under his guidance. His contract was extended by the Football Association by 2 years, however it was terminated by them at the 2006 World Cup's conclusion. Steve McClaren was appointed as head coach. His reign yielded little success, with England failing to qualify for Euro 2008. McClaren was sacked unanimously by the Football Association on November 22, 2007, after only 16 months in charge. This made him the shortest-lasting full-time England manager since the inauguration of the post in 1946. He was replaced on December 14, 2007 by the former Real Madrid and FC Juventus manager Fabio Capello. Capello took charge of his first game on February 6, 2008 against Switzerland, in which England won 2-1. Under Capello, England won all but one of their qualifying games for the 2010 World Cup. A 5-1 victory over Croatia at Wembley ensured the team qualified for the final tournament with 2 games to spare, a feat that had never been achieved before. At the 2010 World Cup itself, England drew their opening 2 games, leading to questions about the team's spirit, tactics and ability to handle pressure. They progressed to the next round, where they were beaten 4-1 by Germany, their heaviest defeat in a World Cup. In February 2012, Fabio Capello resigned from his role as England manager, following a disagreement with the FA over their request to remove John Terry from team captaincy after accusations of racial abuse concerning the player. On May 1, 2012, Roy Hodgson was announced as the new manager, just 6 weeks before Euro 2012. England managed to finish top of their group, winning 2 and drawing 1 of their fixtures, but exited the championships in the quarter-finals with yet another penalty shootout defeat, this time to Italy. In the 2014 FIFA World Cup, England lost 2 group matches in a row, against Italy and Uruguay, by 2-1 on each occasion. This was the first time that England lost 2 group matches since the 1950 World Cup, and England were eliminated at the group stage for the first time since the 1958 World Cup. This was also the first time that England were eliminated at the group stage without winning any match since the 1958 edition, and only earned 1 point from their 3 matches, which is the worst points total in World Cup history earned by England. Team image, media coverage. All England matches are broadcast with full commentary on BBC Radio 5 Live. From the 2008 Euro 09 season until the 2017 Euro 18 season, England's home and away qualifiers, and friendlies both home and away are broadcast live on ITV. England's away qualifiers for the 2010 World Cup were shown on Setanta Sports until that company's collapse. As a result of Setanta Sports' demise, England's World Cup qualifier in Ukraine on October 10, 2009 was shown in the UK on a pay-per-view basis via the internet only. This one-off event was the first time an England game had been screened in such a way. The number of subscribers, paying between £4.99 and £11.99 each, was estimated at between 250,000 and 300,000 and the total number of viewers at around 500,000. Colours. England's traditional home colours are white shirts, navy blue shorts and white or black socks. The team has periodically worn an all-white kit. Adidas, Umbro and Admiral have been the main designer of the England kits, although Nike took over as kit supplier in 2013. Although England's first away kits were blue, England's traditional away colours are red shirts, white shorts and red socks. In 1996, England's away kit was changed to grey shirts, shorts and socks. This kit was only worn 3 times, including against Germany in the semi-final of Euro '96, but the deviation from the traditional red was unpopular with supporters and the England away kit remained red until 2011, when a navy blue away kit was introduced. The away kit is also sometimes worn during home matches, when a new edition has been released to promote it. England have occasionally had a third kit. At the 1970 World Cup, England wore a third kit with pale blue shirts, shorts and socks against Czechoslovakia. They had a kit similar to Brazil's, with yellow shirts, yellow socks and blue shorts which they wore in the summer of 1973. For the World Cup in 1986, England had a third kit of pale blue, imitating that worn in Mexico 16 years before, and England retained pale blue third kits until 1992, but they were rarely used. Strip manufacturer. Home stadium. For the first 50 years of their existence, England played their home matches all around the country. They initially used cricket grounds before later moving on to football club stadiums. The original Empire Stadium was built in Wembley, London, for the British Empire exhibition. England played their first match at the stadium in 1924 against Scotland, and for the next 27 years Wembley was used as a venue for matches against Scotland only. The stadium later became known simply as Wembley Stadium, and it became England's permanent home stadium during the 1950s. This stadium was demolished in 2001 and work began to completely rebuild it. During this time, England played at a number of different venues across the country, though by the time of the 2006 World Cup qualifiers this had largely settled down to having Manchester United's Old Trafford Stadium as the primary venue, with Newcastle United's St James Park used on occasions where Old Trafford was unavailable. They returned to the new Wembley Stadium in 2007. The stadium is now owned by the Football Association via its subsidiary Wembley National Stadium Limited. Coaching staff. Players. For all past and present players who have appeared for the national team, see List of England international footballers. Current squad. The following players have been called up to the England squad for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Caps and goals updated as of June 24, 2014 after the match against Costa Rica. Recent call-ups. The following players have also been called up to the England squad within the last 12 months. Notes: injured or recovering from surgery, Ret. Retired from the national team, previous squads. Results and fixtures. Recent results, records. Most capped players, updated June 19, 2014. Players with an equal number of caps are ranked in chronological order of reaching the milestone. Top goal scorers. Goal scorers with an equal number of goals are ranked with the highest to lowest goals per game ratio. Competitive record. For the all-time record of the national team against opposing nations, see the team's all-time record page, FIFA World Cup. England first appeared at the 1950 FIFA World Cup and have appeared in 14 FIFA World Cups. They are tied for 6th best in terms of number of wins alongside France and Spain. The national team is one of 8 national teams to have won at least one FIFA World Cup title. The England team won their first and only World Cup title in 1966. The tournament was played on home soil and England defeated Germany for a Euro 2 in the final. In 1990, England finished in 4th place, losing to a Euro 1 to host nation Italy in the third-place playoff after losing on penalties to champions Germany in the semi-final. The team has also reached the quarter-final on 2 recent occasions in 2002 and 2006. Previously, they reached this stage in 1954, 1962, 1970 and 1986. England failed to qualify for the World Cup in 1974, 1978 and 1994. The team's earliest exit in the competition itself was its elimination in the first round in 1950, 1958 and most recently in the 2014 FIFA World Cup, after being defeated in both their opening 2 matches for the first time, versus Italy and Uruguay in Group D. In 1950, 4 teams remained after the first round, in 1958 8 teams remained and in 2014 16 teams remained. In 2010, England suffered its most resounding World Cup defeat in the round of 16, after drawing with the United States and Algeria and defeating Slovenia 1-0 in the group stage. Draws include knockout matches decided on penalty kicks. Gold background color indicates that the tournament was won. Red border color indicates tournament was held on home soil. England played all of their 2002 matches in Japan. UEFA European Championship. England is quite a successful nation at the UEFA European Football Championship, having finished in 3rd place in 1968 and reached the semi-final in 1996. England hosted Euro 96 and have appeared in 8 UEFA European Championship finals tournaments, tied for 9th best. The team has also reached the quarter-final on 2 recent occasions in 2004 and 2012. The team's worst result in the competition was a first-round elimination in 1988, 1992 and 2000. The team did not enter in 1960, and they failed to qualify in 1964, 1972, 1976, 1984, and 2008. Draws include knockout matches decided on penalty kicks. Minor tournaments, draws include knockout matches decided on penalty kicks. Honours, Major, FIFA World Cup, winners, 1966, 4th place, 1990, UEFA European Championship, 3rd place, 1968, semi-final, 1996, Regional, British Home Championship, winners, runners-up, Roos Cup, winners 1986, 1988, 1989, runners-up, 1985, 1987, minor, Tournament of France, winners, 1997, Hassan II Trophy, runners-up, 1998, England Challenge Cup, winners, 1991, other, FIFA Fair Play Trophy, winners 1990, 1998, unofficial Football World Championships, matches as champion, 88, reigns as champion, 21, see also. Great Britain Olympic Football Team, United Kingdom National Football Team, notes. References. External links, official website at the FA's website, englandstats.com. England statistics since 1872, England Football Online, IFFHS Archive, 1872 Euro 1900, 1901 Euro 1910, 1911 Euro 1920, complete results and lineups.